Hey everyone, Tessa here. If you enjoyed today's massage therapy, check out our Patreon for exclusive educational massage therapy videos. Your support helps Psyche Truth continue creating content like this. We hope to see you there.
So initially when I'm beginning a sports focused massage in the glutes and the legs, I want to make sure that these hamstrings are nice and relaxed because it helps the glutes relax. So starting with a bolster, and I'm going to go through a glute routine before moving on to the legs, focusing quite a bit on those hamstrings. Most runners have very tight hamstrings. So I'm going to start on this glute medius, and it can feel really good if you start with something pretty casual. So just a gentle rocking, helping your client settle and really connect with their body. You can use either your left or right hand. I usually work with my left on this muscle. And I don't want Michelle to feel like I'm just mindlessly, working on this muscle. I will just take little micro pauses and work my way around this muscle to different spots, feeling for trigger points, tightness. Once I'm a little more clear about where the higher areas of tightness are, I will transition to my elbow, but I'm really in no hurry here. And also trying to take advantage of this dry work, not having any oil. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little work for the IT band. I like to emphasize the connection too between the legs and the low back. A really simple way to do this is just tracing the hips and working into that connective tissue around the hip bone. Being careful of hitting any bony structures. It's okay if you have pressure on bone, but you don't want to be like pressing too hard. And at this point, you can continue with the rocking, or you can begin with some more static holds, maybe a combination. Runners typically want like a deep, thorough release in their glutes because it can really help with performance and just comfort during running. So you definitely want to have that discussion before you start the massage, but I try not to waste time with whatever I'm doing, but especially sports massage, which I think is why it's my favorite. And just keep in mind that this can begin to feel pretty uncomfortable. So check in with your client. And again, you can just give your client little breaks in between, make it a little more tolerable. When I'm doing a massage like this, where the muscle tissue tends to be very healthy there's no, chronic pain type issue, I like to really linger in the different muscles instead of revisiting, which I will do if somebody has an injury or something like that. At this point, the muscle tissue is responding really well, and I'm gonna go about as deep as I am planning to. So the muscle tissue is opening up really nicely. Get that deeper release in there. I really like the gentle rocking. I feel like it helps my client relax a little more. And you of course want to make these transitions gracefully as well. So after that deeper work, I might just touch on that area around the hip bone again, and doing something productive but gentle at the same time. And working on this glute max. So especially with someone that's very athletic like Michelle, this glute max is extremely strong. So this compressive work is not going to do much for her, but it will warm up the soft tissue. And as I begin to isolate that tissue by moving the leg around, she'll start to benefit more. And it's not so much that you have to bear down really hard when you're working on someone that has well-developed muscle tissue. You have to work smarter and not harder. So make sure that you're present with what's going on in the muscle and landing on those trigger points as you isolate the muscle tissue. You can also do this with your elbow. I'll usually use a soft fist because I feel like it's easier to isolate the leg. But it's a misconception to think that you just have to exhaust yourself doing deep tissue. It's really about how you work. It's the most important thing. Using good body mechanics. And also, strength training yourself, staying really present with your own body helps a lot too. So especially on runners, I like to work on the piriformis because it can really help with performance and can also prevent sciatic pain. So only if I get a proper release in that glute max do I attempt the work in the piriformis. I find that athletes are the most responsive to deep tissue. They're very, body aware. They're eager to get the deeper work. All that makes a pretty big difference. trying to do deep tissue with your thumbs on someone like Michelle who has such strong glutes would not be something I would want to do. It would just burn out my thumbs. And these techniques that I'm using, I feel like they're more effective. Trying to keep in mind that I want to focus on the leg as well, so budgeting my time. And you'll just kind of know when it's time to move on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just a really simple warm up for the hamstrings and the calves. Sometimes I'll need to shake out my hand a little bit with that more intense compressive work. It's okay to give yourself little breaks if you need to. Grab my oil. And as I kind of transition into this effleurage stroke, focusing on working from my core, before I attempt to do deeper work, making sure I'm using good body mechanics, keeping my spine long. And you're just not gonna have perfect body mechanics ever, but being mindful of how you hold your body, how you're working is really important. And in this effleurage stroke, I like to include the glute max. It feels a lot more satisfying than shorter strokes. And so I really worked this hand pretty hard when I was doing the glute work for Michelle. So I'm gonna work with my left hand just to give my right hand a little break. And as I am going deeper, I am not shy about using the table if I feel like it's gonna help me feel more stable, just so long as I'm not crowding Michelle. I'll transition to my forearm. If I'm losing sight of the areas that need more attention because of not having as much sensitivity in my forearm, I'll do a few passes with my hands, more to just like get back on track than to do much for the muscle. So this is a technique that I will only use on people that want some pretty serious work in these hamstrings. So I'm going to transition into the opposite elbow, and I'm using my elbow. It's going to feel pretty intense. And just that gentle rocking can help. And definitely check in with your client. Pay attention to any gripping in the hips or even the shoulders. And verbally, it's important to check in. If my client wants more specific type work and my thumbs are hurting, I'll usually do that instead of using my thumbs. Transition to this IT band. A little bit of an awkward position to work on the IT band because it's not as exposed. So with the IT band, you can do several faster paced strokes up, or you can slow it way down. Just kind of have to feel what works best for your client. This is not an ideal angle for my wrist, but my wrist feels fine, and I really like using the heel of my hand when my client's face down like this. A simple way that you can adjust that angle of your wrist is just by stepping away from the table and making sure that you're gliding forward. So your hand is quite a bit in front of your torso. If I'm running short on time, I usually work with my forearm along these calves. And it can be really helpful to at least bring attention to the foot. So the feet and the calf muscles are so connected. Just nurturing that mind-body connection. So staying in the same position and just gradually offering more pressure. It's a little bit awkward to access that inner head of the gastrocnemius, but you can honestly just use your wrist instead of your forearm. And I'm gonna just start sinking in a little more. Doing some very thorough work in the calves is so important for someone that's a runner. I mean, they're just gonna get off the table and feel amazing if you do some good work in here. Even if it's uncomfortable at the time. Do keep in mind that this can be very uncomfortable. So if you need to, just a few simple effleurage strokes with your hands. Just giving them a little break. Can even land on that Achilles for a moment. Giving that tendon some love. That works really hard for someone that's a runner. And being mindful of just ending with something that feels really good. And that is all for today.
Hey friends, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's massage therapy video, join us on Patreon where you'll find hundreds of exclusive massage therapy videos. We hope to see you there.